Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a bit of a math video, actually. I love numbers. That's kind of my thing, especially on my other channel for Marvel Strike Force. I am known as the numbers guy, but there is someone that I found out on Raid that's an even bigger numbers guy, and I want to kind of use some of their resources, and a special shout out to AyumiLove. I'm not. Are they still playing Raid Shadow Legends? But they have some really great resources about the game, about drop rates in dungeons and things like that that I want to go over. And I was absolutely blown away that Raid Shadow Legends still has allowed this one, specifically in Spider Dungeon, to keep going. Now, some of you who have been playing for a while probably know what I'm talking about, but if you're new to the game and you don't know what I'm talking about, then this might be the video for you. But before we get started with that, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid Shadow Legends yet, now is the best time to do so, because you're going to get a free Legendary Elena roll and 2 free Epics Rector Drath and Ugo if you download using the QR code or in the link in the description down below. And also a great time to start playing to get yourself a free Supreme Gallic by using the promo code Supreme6 within the first day of your brand new account, whether you're a new player or a returning one. And if you find the information in this video helpful, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for all videos. Raid Shadow Legends here on the Boilon channel. So let's get started with some dungeoning. And the first thing that I want to talk about, we're going to, you might be a new player, maybe you're not, but I want to kind of talk about the dungeons from left to right. So I want to start with the potion keeps, but I want to talk about the drop rates for that. And first of all, I do have to actually jump to, is it this one? Nope, the spider. We'll talk about that after. So the potion keep drop rates. I love these tables. So we're going to go through this a little bit, because depending on where you're able to farm, aka what stages you're able to farm from left to right here, and it goes all the way to stage 20, it'll determine like what the percentage drop rates that you're going to get for the variety of items. So for the keeps, for the potion keeps, there's lesser potions, greater potions, and superior potions. And as you go across the top right, there's different drops. So let's say that you're running stage 10 of whatever, arcane keep, spirit keep, whatever. And so you can see the variety of different chances that you're going to get it. Now, most of this is going to be in the lesser quality that you can see. Basically, if you add it up roughly, I would say it's about a 65% chance that you're going to get a lesser potion, and then it's only going to be about 6.5% that you get a superior potion. Now that's going to be sorry, that's stage 11, quantity 1, and this is quantity 2. This is quantity 3 down here, and quantity 4. So obviously, as you scale up through the dungeons, you're going to have a higher chance at the superior potions, which are going to be, these are the stuff that you need to ascend or purple star your characters, right? And so it's just a really good metric. I'm going to leave all these tables in the links, sorry, in the description down below. If you guys want to take a look at it, it's a really great image. It's a really great resource to kind of save on the side in case you want to take a look at that, especially as you're progressing through Raid Shadow Legends through the various stages, to see how that kind of stacks up. Let's say the difference between stage 10 and, stage 15, right? And so stage 15 kind of still has lesser potions, unfortunately, but you're getting a lot higher quantity of them, and it cuts out some of these lower quantities as you go across towards the right. And then you can see that basically by stage 15, you're getting about a 12% chance at a superior potion. And then all the way to stage 20, which completely cuts out lesser potions. So the bare minimum drop that you're going to get is going to be 2 greater potions, but you also have almost like a 30-ish% chance of superior potions. So that's pretty good too. And actually, it's stage 20 that allows you to get quantity 4 superior potions, 8.75%, which isn't too bad as well. And I believe that there's actually, every dungeon has an inherent 0.5% chance to drop ancient shards. It's not that common. That's like 1 in 200s, but you might see that if you're doing an excessive amount of grinding, that you might have picked up an ancient shard or two along the way when you're doing these kinds of things. The other thing that I want to talk about actually is a second thing, is clan boss, because this isn't a dungeon. I realize that. For me, and this is going to vary for different people, where I'm currently at with Demon Lord is that I'm running brutal 1 key, nightmare 1-ish key, sometimes 2, and then I'm actually on ultra nightmare now as well, so I progress into that. But having it to know like basically what you're getting out of these chests are really important to know whether or not it's worth still doing some of your earlier dungeon or your Demon Lord difficulty, or moving on to the next one by understanding what the percent chances are of the drop. So the way this table works here, for example, you can see the Grandmaster chest, which is also the final chest of Brutal, but also the third chest in Nightmare. So if we were to kind of scroll, zoom in a little bit, and kind of take a look at this, let's say the Grandmaster chest here. Again, that's brutal slash nightmare. And you can see that there's basically 11% chance to get a shard, 1.88% to get a skill tomb, and then the rest of it is artifacts, potions, and currency and XP brews. This is kind of how it's broken down for the drops for Demon Lord. But what's really, really interesting here, that's the final chest from Brutal. So you have an 11% chance to get either an Ancient Shard or a Void Shard. It's 9.2 for an Ancient and then 1.8 for a Void. But getting that last chest in Nightmare, which gives you the ultimate chest, you're jumping from 11% to a shard to 30.5, which is quite dramatic. And you also get a 6.1% chance at getting a Sacred Shard. So really progressing and pushing into Nightmare at the end of Nightmare is when you're going to start getting these drops for Sacred Shards. And 6% might not sound like a lot, but if you're getting 1 or 2 chests every single day, you're bound to get some of these. And that's not including Ultra Nightmare. It's a lot harder, right? So I don't want to talk about that too much, but you can scroll across the right and you can see that the final chest in Ultra Nightmare has a 13.67% chance to get a Sacred Shard. So almost more than doubling the chances from the final Nightmare chest. But you can see that the last chest in Ultra Nightmare also has a whopping 50% chance to get an Ancient Shard. And if you're getting 1 or 2 of these every single day, that is a lot of extra shards that you're getting on a monthly basis. So understanding these drop rates and knowing when to move on when you're able to on the clan boss is really important. That's when I started realizing that I didn't need to put a key into hard because I was only getting like a 5% chance per chest of getting a shard, when it was better to kind of move up and kind of move my keys into other areas. So a really great resource here. Also, you can see that the drop rates for the books as well down here. So epic books, it's not until the final chest in Nightmare where you're jumping up to about 9.5% for an epic book and 6.3% for a legendary book. So definitely those final chests in Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare are huge yields. So really good drop rates there. Now, the third thing is going to be the generic dungeon loots table. Now, this is going to be for your things like Dragon, your things like Fire Knight and Ice Golem, those kind of dungeons that involve the actual gear, right? Minotaur Labyrinth, I don't even think there is one there. It's not even worth talking about. But these three, and then we'll be talking about Spider's Den separately because that is just absolutely crazy. With regards to dungeon loot tables, right? This is just for normal mode, so this does not include things like hard mode or anything means, but you can kind of see as you scroll across, like stage 10, for example, the ones that are most efficient. I'm going to get rid of my my QR code here just for a second so you can kind of see as we go across. But the QR stage 10 has an 83%. No, what is it down here? I need to see the left hand side a little bit still. So stage 10 has a 60% chance to drop a 4-star and 40% chance to drop a 5-star. But as far as the efficiency for events and tournaments go, it's typically going to be either your stage 10 or your stage 20 is where you're going to. Now, I'm farming stage 20 for most of my event and tournaments kind of stuff, but stage 10 is the best as far as your energy and points return. So you can see that the energy jumps up quite a bit when you're in the mid-range here from actually it's stage 12 actually. But as far as the drops go anyways, you get a 69% chance here for 4-star, 31% for 5. Stage 11 is actually not bad, so maybe that's actually the preferred. That's probably the better one actually. Ignore what I just said before, because you're going to get a 60% chance at a 4-star, 40% chance at a 5-star, and that's for that same energy of 12. But 12 jumps up to 14, where it is a difference of 5, and it is obviously, if you're looking to get better gear, it is better to kind of go up the way, but obviously it's going to take you longer to clear some of these, not just on Dragon, but like on Fire Knight and Ice Golem, where it's going to take you longer per clear. So that'll be really up to you as far as what you want to do. And you can see that down on the base, down here at the bottom, in this row here, the percentage drop for rare, epic, and legendary doesn't really drop much. This is why it's better to do 11 actually, is because you can see that from 10 to stage 11, you're going from 1.5% at a legendary to 3% at a legendary, so it's doubling actually. So stage 11, that's why that's the more preferred thing, because as you can see, it's actually 3% all the way through until you get to stage 16. So if you're not able to do that, you're not going to see an increase in your rarity drop chances on the gear. So I would say stage 11 for most of your other dungeons, and then stage 16 if you're able to get there. And then for me, it's stage 20 where I get 7.5% for a legendary drop there. So again, some really interesting data here that I think is worth mentioning, and I'll leave a link to all of these tables in this video in the description down below. Now, I want to get to the main thing that I wanted to really, that's just absolutely mind-boggling that this is still a thing, but it has to do with the Spider Dungeon. Now, if you're not, it is one of the, in my opinion, Spider's Den is one of the hardest ones to progress in. It was the last one that I was able to clear to stage 20 for the Arbiter mission, so don't be don't feel bad if you're not able to get super far, but if you are able to make yourself to stage 10 on Spider's Den, this is absolutely the best one to do and not stage 11. So we need to take a look at the numbers here. Apparently this has been a bug for like years. I don't know how long, but you know, some people might not know this, and especially if you've recently started playing the game, you might not know this, and I didn't know this right away either until it was pointed to my attention. So if you take a look at the drop rates here, now particularly, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here because it's really worth kind of honing in on. So you can see right here, stage 9, 20% chance for a 3-star, 57% chance of a 4-star, and 23% of a 5-star. Now, stage 10, 18.2% of a 4-star, 81.8% chance of a 5-star. Okay, I want to put this into perspective because if you scroll down the list, it never gets that high on 5-star. Like even when you're reaching stage 20, it's 73% chance at a 5-star. That being said, I still kind of farm stage 20 anyways. It takes me a hell of a long time. It takes me like 5 minutes per clear. The reason why I do it is because I get chances of 6-star here. So, but if you're not able to get this far, stage 10 is absolutely amazing for farming because you are going to get almost an 82% chance of getting 5-star accessories, and the energy cost is very cheap as well. Now, unfortunately, you know, for things like clan versus clan, it is not point efficient at all, and you're not going to get much there. But if you're just doing accessory grinding, or there's a spider tournament going on, which there has been, right, or there just was for a Lysanthier, then stage 10 is what you want to do, and you're only spending 12 energy to do that. So, unfortunately, you still get that chance of 4-star gear, and depending on where you're at in the game, that might not be of great value to you. For me, I don't use 4-star gear. I use 5-star and above only, but 82% at stage 10, this is fairly easy to break into. Like you can definitely get here within a month of playtime, I think, to get into stage 10 of Spider. And this is your best bet. Like it's not even worth farming. If you can't do stage 20 and farm that at a reasonable pace, just farm stage 10 because you're going to get a lot of 5-star accessories. If you need more banners, if you need more accuracy banners or banners that have speed substats on it, like this is where you would farm it. Now, unfortunately, you can see the breakdown on stage 10. That's only about a 15% chance of getting a banner, 50% chance on a ring, and 35% chance on a necklace. But either way, because of the energy cost, this is one of the best stages to farm. And the 5-star odds are just like out of this world. So far that like it's been I think it's bugged. I have no idea why they had never fixed it like years on. They just never bothered to do it. You know what? I'm actually going to run it myself. I'm going to show you this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a super raid. I'm going to run this 5 times. I'm going to put this in the multi-bound. I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you how many 5-star pieces that I actually get. All right, so I finished my runs. Now, unless my luck is really bad, we should be averaging, I mean, it was 80%, but we could get a little bit less, right? So it should be at least 7 5-star pieces. Let's take a look at the results. And okay, we got a brew. That's weird. We got 1 5-star, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I got that brew. So I got a little bit below average, but as you can see here, this is still really good. Now, unfortunately, you do end up getting some green pieces as well. And that's the only downside to running stage 10 versus something higher. But if this is something that like you can't break into some of the higher ones, especially like basically 16 through 20, this is still going to be your best bet and easier way to get 5-star gear, especially with when there's not an event dungeon, because during the Alice Chase times, which was like probably about a month and a half ago now at this point, there was an easy way to farm pinpoint accessories through this. I really liked it, but because that's not there, at least there's none yet. Spider's Den, unfortunately, is the only way for you to get accessories. And again, depending on where you are in the game, I would either do stage 10, but if you can do stage 20, you know, like I can, which is where I farm. But for everyone else, stage 10 is a great alternative. So much so that I'm surprised that they've kept it in the game. Like they've never bothered to go back and change that. So that's it for this video. I do want to remind people that if you haven't downloaded Raid Shadow Legends yet, you can do so using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get yourself a free Legendary Eleneral and 2 free epics, Rector Drath and Ugo. Now's the best time to start because you can also get Supreme Gallic by putting in the promo code Supreme6 in the first 24 hours of your brand new account. So that's going to be it, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.